Hello. How's it going? How are you? Scale of 1 to 10, how are you? I would say right now, today, I'm at a 7. That's not bad, considering all things. It feels really weird to not have my headphones on. I thought to myself, why do I need the headphones? I don't need to hear myself speak through the headphones. That's weird. But you know what I'm realizing? It feels really comforting to have like a warm, heavy thing on my head, and I feel very naked without it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these headphones back on because I'm feeling very naked. Not that there's anything wrong with being naked. Okay, I don't know why that feels so much better. Is that weird? Some weird psychological thing? Okay. So let's talk about what's going on right now. I am actually, I have this anxiety that sort of hasn't really left me since Stephen and I have separated. It's always kind of there, but I would say that I'm functioning quite well and doing the things that I know I need to do. So I feel like I have a hold of it. That being said, there's still like this little knot in my stomach, but that's normal. It would be weird if I didn't have the knot. So today, though, I feel really good. Why? Because I woke up and I did a little prayer and meditation, like a 5-minute meditation, some affirmation, some cheesy ass affirmations. I need those because my brain will tell me really negative, scary stuff. So I have to just listen to the I am powerful, remember that I am powerful, remember that I am strong, remember that I am enough exactly as I am. I have to remind myself of that pretty much every day, or I will forget. And so I did that, started the day right, and then I went to a women's meeting, and that was incredible. So I just saw this video. I was scrolling TikTok, that's what I do in my pastime, and I saw this video where this woman was saying something along the lines of that romantic love is perhaps our greatest distraction. And if we channeled all that time and energy that we do into romantic love, whether that's finding romantic love or maintaining romantic love or getting that romantic love back, wherever you are, it's taking up so much space in your brain and in your heart. And her whole theory was that it's our greatest distraction. And if we were to take that energy that we spent on romantic love and put it into our community and loving our community. And that sounds really, okay, love thy neighbor. But truly, if we put that into sisterhood, brotherhood, to helping, bettering our community and loving our community, then we would be so much more powerful. And it just really struck me in this time, coming out of this totally codependent, all-consuming relationship where I, in the end, let my friendship slide. I let my community slide. In Buddhism, they have this thing called a Sangha, and it's basically a group of people that get together. They do prayer, meditation, and deep listening, where you just literally deep listening. You just listen to someone the way that maybe you're listening to me right now. Deep listening. You're not commenting back saying, well, this is what I think, or you should do this, or you should do that. A podcast is essentially a form of deep listening. You're just listening to me talk for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Anyway, that, and it's supposed to be incredibly healing. And I can see that. Finding a community, finding a group, whether it's your friends or your family, or in my case, I would say my community that I tend to lean on now is my recovery. So I'll go to like women's meetings of other like recovering alcoholics, and that works for me. So it's really whatever works for you. My mom has a book club she goes to once a month. That's kind of like her sangha in a way. And my mom has sworn by the power of meeting your friends every month without fail in a group, and she's talked about the power of that and pushed it on me to value your friendships, to value and put energy and time and love into them. And I swear it is so powerful. But anyway, so I was in this really codependent relationship that was amazing. And then it was amazing with problems. And then towards the end, there was just a lot of problems. And I lost myself and I neglected my community. I didn't have like a sisterhood. I neglected my friends, I would say. Everything was about my romantic relationship. You know, obviously the kids were a part of that too, but they are an extension of our relationship. So of course it was about the kids, but other than that, it was all consuming. And especially in my case, maybe even more than some others, because, well, we work together, we live together, we have kids together, and we're both recovering addicts. So I have major codependency issues, or did. I'd like to think I'm healing there. And he absolutely has his own things. So two, recovering addicts that crave that dopamine. And then we found each other, and it's like, we did a lot of amazing things together. I'm not downplaying the magic of our relationship, but I'm just noticing, as I step back in this separation, and as I get this space, I'm starting to see how codependent it was and how isolated I had become. And when I'm so isolated and the only person I'm listening to or getting advice from or, asking for help from is just this one man, that's a lot of pressure for that man. And then when that man's not necessarily in the best mental space and I'm listening, that's the one voice I'm listening to, then my reality becomes skewed. And my reality did become skewed. If he was in financial fear, even if it wasn't based in reality, which in our case it sort of wasn't, if things would go off, it was there would be a lot of financial fear, and we're going to lose the house and da-da-da. And then I'd have a panic attack and call my manager, we have to bring in a deal or we're going to lose everything. And rather than just looking at my fucking bank accounts and going, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. But I gave all my power over to my partner. And I just believed everything, and it wasn't healthy on my part. And I take responsibility for that. I got so codependent that I didn't even have faith in myself to turn on a hot tub. I thought, I'm not capable. I need him for that. I'm not even going to try because it's too difficult. And I'm not smart enough, and he is smart enough. That is so fucked. Just saying that out loud, it makes me sick. Anyway, so now I've since reconnected with my sponsor who's been sober like 30, 40 years, and she's brilliant. And so I've been calling her every day. I'm going through this book called A Gentle Path Through the 12 Steps of Recovery. It's a workbook. In the beginning, it talks a lot about the neuroscience of addiction. And by the way, this book is brilliant in that it's not just like, oh, you did Coke or you binge drank. This book is for you. No, this covers any type of addiction, any sort of addiction that gets that dopamine rush. So that's sex, that's porn, that's food, that's work, that's social media, that's gambling. It's endless. That's shopping. So all I'm saying, that's codependency, being addicted to the addict. So anyway, I find it very helpful, doing this workbook. And then the other thing is that Sangha, that going to a group of women and having deep listening and listening to others experience strength and hope, listening to other women, connecting with other women. If you see a woman struggling, offering your phone number to that woman and opening yourself up to that woman or man or they or whoever, doesn't matter. You get my drift. So that has been incredible. And then on top of that, I've got inside my best friend, Holly, one of my best friends who I've known since I was 12 years old. Her and I had a baby, both baby girls, 2 days apart from each other, 2 days. And Holly and her daughter, Frankie, are here. And Frankie and Poppy are playing right now inside while I record this podcast. And it has been our wish that they become best friends. And I understand we're powerless over that. They might despise each other, but I don't know that they will. I don't know that they will. They're awfully cute. Frankie's giving Poppy her little fake cell phone, and Poppy's giving Frankie her little cow, and they're bonding. And it's very, very cute. I couldn't be happier about that. So staying connected to dear friends and involving yourself in the community, giving that more attention than romantic love. And now I'm not trying to say, oh, marriage is not important or dating is not important. Of course, that is so important, but I feel, and it's so important, it is, but I feel that we as a society have become so distracted. I mean, look at all these romantic films, those romantic comedies, and it's all just about romantic love. And at the end of the day, it can, not always, but it can keep you small because you're just so focused and centered on this one partner rather than looking out and going, how can I better my community? In what way can I better my community? Or, what can I do to help, whatever, my town or the world, or I don't know, just stepping outside that one relationship. Why do we put so much importance? I understand that it's important. And maybe I should just speak for myself. It's become a sort of obsession and it dominated my life. And my thoughts. It's so funny. There's this one other guru called like Sadhguru, I think his name is. And he has these videos on Instagram and stuff. He's pretty cool. And he had this one video saying that sex and money can be, if you keep sex and money in your brain, it becomes a disease and it will take everything important away from you in your life. Let me explain that better. He basically says, keep sex in your body and money in your pocket and you'll be fine. Money in your pocket is fine, but money in your head, when you're constantly thinking about money in your head and it just takes up your thoughts day and night, it becomes a disease and it becomes a distraction and you lose sight of what's important. Same with sex. If you're constantly thinking about sex in your head or relationships or dating or your partner and it becomes an obsession, right? Sex or romantic relationship in your head, then his whole thing was that's almost a disease. Well, I think he's talking about the compulsion and the addiction, really. So he says, keep money in your pocket and sex in your body. When it's in your body, when you have sex, that's great, but it's not all consuming. Anyway, I probably could have done a better job explaining that video, but I just thought it was really interesting. Keep money in your pocket and sex in your body. When sex and money are in your head, that's when your life starts going to shit, essentially, is what he was saying. But motherfucker, why, dude, why am I so, I don't know if compulsive is the right word, but it's just really annoying. I just want to be a monk. I just want to not need anything. But there's always something. If it's not, wanting to get high or drunk, which I don't really want to anymore after 10 years of not doing it, then it's romantic relationship, then it's work, then it's shopping, then it's food. It's just always something, just chasing that dopamine. And I wouldn't say it's out of control. I would say that I have it fairly under control and I'm doing all the steps, right? To the best of my ability. It's progress, not perfection. I'm, doing my meditation. I'm, involved in community. I'm reaching out to women every day. I'm writing. I just bought a sketch pad and sketch pencils. my friend Holly, who's over right now, she was like, Laura, you used to be really good at sketching, remember? Maybe you should take that up again. And I was like, whoa, I should. So I want to sketch a series of naked ladies, and I don't know why I want to sketch naked women, but that's kind of what I want to do. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm very excited about that. And I haven't sketched in literally years because obviously you get so caught up with life and you get so busy that there's no time for hobbies. You've got a mom, and when you're not momming, you got to work. And when you're not working, you got to sleep. But whatever, while Poppy is finger painting, I can sketch. The thing that's saving my ass, and I said it last week, and I'm sorry to seem repetitive, but is staying in today. That is the thing that is saving my ass time and time again. Making the conscious decision to stay in today. Stop thinking about what life is going to be like in a month or 6 months or 2 years or 10 years. For me, that it just causes immense anxiety, and I make up fictional, scary stories. And then I ask myself, is that thought true? Do I absolutely know that thought is true? How does that thought make me feel? And who would I be, or how would I feel without that thought? That's been saving my ass too. Oh, and I just want to point out really quickly, that book that I was referencing last week, the Byron Katie one called Loving What Is, someone commented under the YouTube video saying that she basically blamed, now I need to be careful with how I put this, but it was essentially like there was a kid or a woman who had experienced sexual abuse as a child in the book, was molested in the book as a child, and that Byron Katie tried to get her to like find her part in the situation, or like, and I just thought that was so fucked up. Now, I haven't gotten to that part in the book, but the last thing I want to do is ever victim blame, especially when it comes to child abuse. So that really irked me when I read that, and I haven't gotten to that part yet. But there was one other part in the book that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. There was a guy who was talking about how his uncle was abusive and constantly like verbally abusive to him, and saying like, you're nothing and you're lazy and you're no good. And this uncle was just verbally abusing his nephew. And Byron Katie was like, he's a mirror. He's a mirror. He's your Buddha. He's just a mirror. He's just telling you what you really feel about yourself. And it's like, that's dangerous. That's dangerous because you're telling this guy to listen to his abuser. I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way too. So just FYI, I think with every book you read, including my own, if you haven't read it, Idiot, or I wrote one called Idiots. I wrote 2 books. You can just go on Amazon. I actually think they're 50% off right now. So you can just order them or download the Audible book. But take what you love and leave the rest is kind of like how I do books. So, and in that book, I definitely don't love those 2 things, but I do love questioning the thoughts. Is this true? Do I absolutely know that this is true? How does this thought make me feel? And who would I be, or how would I feel without that thought? That is brilliant to me. And I can't tell you how many troubling thoughts I've had that I've questioned, is this thought true? And do I absolutely know that this thought is true? No, I don't. I don't know that this thought is true. Oh, like I'll tell you one of my big ones. Steven is on his best behavior right now. He's doing all the things that I asked him to do for years right now. He's all the things, when he comes over, he's helping out around the house, and he's and he's doing therapy, and he has a sponsor, and he's working the steps, and he's working on himself, and he's being kind and considerate, and he's asking if he can go on walks with me. Whereas before it was like, I often felt like he didn't want to contribute in the house all the time, or like it was like pulling teeth to get him to want to do anything with the family towards the end. And I understand he was going through his own mental illness, and so he wasn't in that place. But it was years of asking, and then now he's doing all the things, and I'm watching him do all the things, and I'm like, wow, is he really fundamentally changing, or is he just doing all the things to get me back, and then the second that I go back, he's gonna revert to that other person where there were boundaries crossed and behavior that I'm actually not okay with. And so I have that thought that I would say that's my biggest reoccurring thought is this real change, or is this temporary change to get me back and then it's going to go back to how it was? Oh, and then I have the thought, yeah, he's just doing it to get me back. Is that thought true? Yeah, it is true. Do I absolutely know that thought is true? Okay, no, I don't. I've just made up a story there. How does that thought make me feel? It makes me feel terrified. It makes me feel uncertain. It makes me feel manipulated. It makes me feel unsafe. And who would I be, or how would I feel without that thought? I would feel peace. I would feel present. I would feel like, ooh, I'm just letting the day unfold, and I don't have to make any big decisions right now. I can just stay in this moment, practice radical acceptance and accept things exactly as they are, and just stay in today, and more will be revealed. And I can just trust that, rather than coming up with all these own theories, and just trusting my higher self that moments of clarity will continue to come, and I will continue to have answers. And if I just take one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, and do the next right action, just the next right action, whether that's, well, it's going to pick up my son from school. That's the next right action. And doing the things that I know will heal me and make me the best mother and woman and artist that I can be. And I know for a fact that what that looks like is not isolating, reaching out, asking for help, connecting with other women, meditating, going to bed at a decent hour. There are things I know that are good for me. And that's all I'm doing. And trusting that God, the universe, my higher power, will disclose to me exactly what I need to know when I need to know it. I'm choosing to trust that. That's just a choice. It feels good. And it's this or something better. It's this better or something better. And that's just, that feels so much nicer. Again, you can apply it to thinking about the past. What happened? How could he have done that? Or how could I have let myself do that? It takes two. And replaying these moments, and certainly becoming resentful, which is refeeling those negative feelings, that is also like cancer. That is disease. That is toxic. So for me, it's rather than fighting and resenting what was, or fearing and terrifying over what will be, I consciously have to, throughout the day, bring myself back to this moment right here, right now, where we're just recording a little podcast. We're just recording a little podcast. That's all we're doing. Nobody's getting chased by lions. We're just recording a little podcast. In a funny little voice. That's all we're doing. Just recording a little podcast. You know what I mean? And you're just listening to a little podcast. That's all you're doing. You're not getting chased by a bear. You're just listening to a little podcast. You're just listening to a tiny little podcast. And now you've stopped listening. Now, after that voice, you've unsubscribed. And you're done listening. My point is that we're okay. Right now in this moment, you're okay. I'm okay. We're okay. And the thing that's been helping me hold on to that is just bringing myself back into this moment, trusting that my higher self will show me the way and guide me, and that I don't have to make any big decisions today. I don't have to. I can just stay in today and do the next right indicated action. And that's what I'm doing, bitch. That's what I'm doing. And I think you should do it too. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, I post these video podcasts every Thursday. If you prefer listening, you can just go to Spotify and give me a follow. It's called Idiot. It looks like this. It looks like my book cover. And make sure to write a comment with your experience, strength, and hope in the comments. I love to read them. I love you. I thank you for doing some deep listening with me. That was awesome. I hope that you got something out of it, if even just a distraction. So until next week, I'm going to go see the babies and pick up Alfie, who has been a little swatty recently. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. I'm really hoping this is just a toddler 3 thing. He's 3 and he's just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I just grab his hand lightly and softly touch his hand to my arm and say, gentle hands. But man, toddlers test you like nobody's business. I thought I was patient. Whoo! This boy, he's been, and maybe he has been affected by us separating. I would say, oh no, they're too young. They don't, they're fine. Steven's still around, but he has been waking up in the middle of the night a lot. He woke me up at 2:30 in the morning. Hug. All right, get in. So he comes into bed and we just hug. And then he just talks in my face for an hour. From 2:30 to 3:30, he's just like, 1, 2, 3, 4, slowly, very slowly, creeps the garden stair. 1, 2, 3, 4, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Hug. That was just like that for an hour. Oh, and then his other thing that he's, this I think is echolalia. It's where he hears a phrase and then he just says it randomly through the day. This is his latest one. Oh shit, it's really hot outside. I swear to God, he goes, oh shit, it's really hot outside. And I just know it's because it's been like 110 degrees out here in the valley in Los Angeles. So I know that's from me. Steven doesn't really say, oh shit. And when he does Steven's accent, or when he repeats Steven, he does it in Steven's accent. Like we're working on location. So he'll say, ask me for mango. And I say, where do you want the mango? And he goes, in my hand. In my hand. And then when Steven says, where do you want the mango? He goes, in my hand. So he changes his voice depending on who he's speaking to. But anyway, he goes, oh shit, it's really hot outside. Just randomly throughout the day. I'm like, can you not say that in preschool? All right, that's it. We're ending it on, oh shit, it's really hot outside. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you stay present. As always, just for me, 5 things you're grateful for. Think about them right now because it's really, really hard to be pissed off and grateful at the same time. So that's how I feel. I don't know how you feel. I love you. And until next week. Okay, bye.